When it comes to E3, it's all about the games. New hardware steals the show every now and then, but it's the big names from the most recognizable publishers that captivate the gaming world year after year. In preparation for the big show, we've compiled a handy list of big games from your favorite publishers that are confirmed to be at this year's E3.
Call me. Objection!
After a long hiatus, Phoenix Wright is back on the job with an all-new 3D look. A North American release was in doubt, but we'll finally get our first hands-on with the English build.
The year is 1715.
Get ready to take to the high seas in this prequel to last year's blockbuster Assassin's Creed 3. Experience the life of a pirate as you explore uncharted waters and put your assassin skills to the ultimate test.
Join them under the black flag of Assassin's Creed 4.
With a new developer at the helm, Warner Bros. Takes us back in time to see the beginnings of the Dark Knight. The sadistic Black Mask places a bounty on the caped Crusader's head, forcing a younger, less refined Batman to push his skills to the limit in order to survive the cold streets of Gotham City.
And the night is young.
Get back in the game, man. Stay with me. Nice play, Rucker. That is some of the finest driving I've ever seen. Right there until the end.
The FPS juggernaut is charged to wear its emotion on its military sleeve, and with the Frostbite engine equipped in next-gen, Battlefield 4 is positioned to be a holiday blockbuster. But can it secure the headlines during E3?
You'll back me up, right?
The announcement of Bayonetta 2 turned quite a few heads, but it's the Wii U exclusivity that shocked everyone. Platinum Games has a chance to prove what the Wii U is capable of with this stylish action game and help rejuvenate the slumping console sales with another solid title.
Next time, I'll kill everyone.
David Cage and his team of digital wizards weave another psychological thriller about what happens after death. Featuring the faces and voices of Willem Dafoe and Ellen Page, this might be the interactive cinematic experience that elevates the gaming industry above its silver screen counterparts. This game incorporates a beautiful art style, taking advantage of augmented reality, and boasts a solid RPG experience that 3DS fans have been yearning for. $3.3 million crowd-funded dollars later, Double Fine's unprecedented Kickstarter experiment has transformed from a modest proposal into an actual living, breathing thing. But there's still so little we know about the game and its pair of time-traversing leads, courtesy of Tim Schafer. When it was first unveiled back in 2010, the first-person shooter take on the XCOM universe was ill-received. After going dark for a few years, the game recently resurfaced as The Bureau, a squad-based tactical shooter that looks to build upon the success of last year's Enemy Unknown. Activision's military shooter Heavyweight is poised to go head-to-head with other big FPS games during E3, battling for the mindshare and headlines of the show. In addition to seeing new gameplay at E3, we're sure that new details about the game's mysterious foray into next-gen will be revealed.
And there are those who wear masks to protect us all.
The beloved platformer for the Sega Genesis is getting a remake, complete with enhanced visuals with the guidance of the game's original director, ex-Rare composer Grant Kirkhope. Mickey must brave the halls of the Castle of Illusion and solve countless puzzles and conquer numerous foes in hopes of rescuing Minnie Mouse.
I have no memory of how I got here.
A slick CG trailer announced the coming of the next chapter of the Castlevania series, where Dracula ravages legions of helpless foes with his newfound abilities. It culminated in the surprise appearance of fan favorite Alucard, setting up a pivotal showdown between the two that pays homage to Symphony of the Night.
All shall come to fear me.
Originally planned as a direct sequel to Generals, EA went back to the drawing board and rebranded the next installment as a free-to-play game set in the Command & Conquer universe. Under the direction of a new studio and utilizing the Frostbite 2 engine, the RTS promises to tap into the older style of the original games. When THQ Studios were auctioned off, Relic Entertainment and the Company of Heroes franchise landed in the capable hands of Sega. The sequel to the critically acclaimed 2006 RTS takes full advantage of Relic's Essence 3 engine, showcasing new tech that will hopefully elevate the game above the rest of the competition.
You are of the undead.
The Chosen Undead returns for a second serving of sadism in Dark Souls 2, the much-anticipated sequel to 2011's famously hardcore action RPG. An all-new graphics engine combined with key changes to its creative staff are set to deliver a brand new vision of Lordran never before seen.
Let's find this bloody third gate.
If pictures could speak 1,000 words, consider Capcom's Deep Down a thesis for the true potential of next gen. Is it a brand new IP, or is it the rumored sequel for Dragon's Dogma?
Pay attention, son.
Though its title teases the idea of fate and inevitability, we imagine that Bungie's next major project is something more of a revelation. Boasting an unprecedented decade-long publishing plan, along with cross-platform second-screen interfacing, Destiny projects an ambitious vision of the future that brings the studio's experience with shooters and the endless possibilities of online play.
And the strength of the wolf is the pack.
With tweaks to the interface, controls, and content, PlayStation owners are due for a unique take on Diablo 3, tailor-made for the living room. We may not be hearing any news about Epic Mickey 3 anytime soon, but the House of Mouse is keeping the video game dream alive with its peripheral-based experience dubbed Infinity. Taking a page from Skylanders, it puts together the liquid drip addiction of collecting figures with the ability of interfacing with them in-game across a wide span of Disney and Pixar worlds alike. Said to have a thrice-renovated combat engine with a new open-world flair similar to Skyrim, Dragon Age 3 talks a tall tale of improvements over the much-criticized second game. But we're nonetheless interested to inquire more about this role-playing romp from BioWare. What's old is new again in this loving tribute to side-scrolling beat-em-ups, combining the depth and mechanics of classic Capcom brawlers with the gorgeous painted visuals of Vanillaware's trademark art style. Instead of unveiling the next MotorStorm, Evolution Studios shocked fans watching the PlayStation meeting by unveiling a more down-to-earth racer with stunning detail. The team has had the concept in their back pocket for a decade, and the strong emphasis on social play could bring a fresh new take on the genre.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg.
Capcom is teeing up another opportunity to solve mysteries and rewrite history courtesy of its next retro remake, DuckTales Remastered. Old Uncle Scrooge may be coming with a facelift, but the fundamental gameplay of the NES classic remains, resurrected in stunning hand-drawn animation and all-new voiceover from the show's original cast.
Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales.
Techland made quite a splash with its tropical zombie adventure Dead Island in 2011, and the epidemic doesn't seem to be showing signs of slowing down anytime soon, with its spiritual successor, Dying Light.
The Imperial throne sits empty.
After the wild success of Skyrim, Bethesda tries their hand at taking the first-person open-world gameplay of The Elder Scrolls and morphing it into an MMORPG experience.
And as enemies rise faster than allies, salvation cannot come from one hero alone.
The creator of Resident Evil and former Capcom staff member Shinji Mikami hopes to revitalize the floundering survival horror genre with his latest outing. Formerly known as Project Zwei, players take the role of a detective investigating a mass murder when things take a turn for the worse, forcing you to fight for your life in a world dominated by monsters and death. A bevy of new features and updated visuals are sure to make this year's FIFA a winner with fans, and we can't wait to see how it looks running on the latest hardware. During the unveiling of the PS4 earlier this year, Square Enix asked us to please be excited about an upcoming announcement at E3 regarding the future of the Final Fantasy series. Speculation has run rampant, with theories ranging from Versus 13 being rebranded as Final Fantasy 15 to the demo of Agni's Philosophy becoming an actual game. We'll find out soon enough. Square Enix finally joins the HD update bandwagon with not one, but 2 games. The PS2 Classic and its sequel are set to be fully remastered in HD, and E3 will be the first time anyone gets hands-on time with the long-awaited updates. The Fire Emblem series enjoyed a new life on the 3DS, but things are fixing to get interesting with this upcoming crossover with Atlus's demonic SRPG. Questions about how the game will look and play linger, and we're confident Nintendo will give us our first taste of this bizarre mashup at E3. With a strong physics system, gorgeous car models, and extensive community features, the Forza Motorsport series has become one of the most consistently excellent driving series of the past generation. Unfortunately, details on the Xbox One sequel are scarce, but we know it's coming at launch, and we can't wait to take it for a test drive at E3. Wario and friends get down and dirty in the latest party game from the Big N. Plenty of single and multiplayer-centric minigames will tickle your short attention span for hours on end, and it may be the sleeper hit that resonates with consumers to propel the Wii U out of its current sales slump. A refined lighting engine, smoother interface, and more cars and tracks are natural additions to the series, and new partnerships with Yokohama and KW Automotive aim to make big improvements to the core driving experience that will surely keep our PS3s plugged in a few months longer. The superhero story, abilities defined by moral choices, and great sandbox gameplay made Infamous one of our favorite new franchises on the PS3. We'll certainly miss Cole McGrath's charged persona, but we're eager to try out the new smoke-based abilities of Delson Rowe. The team that brought you Lollipop Chainsaw and No More Heroes takes a crack at another off-the-wall action game utilizing stylish, cel-shaded visuals. Though not a direct sequel to Killer 7, Suda51 said the game is a follow-up to the cult game and No More Heroes, focusing on a plot involving assassins duking it out in the near future.
Our loyalty is to the job.
In addition to the newest entry for the PS4, Sony's taking us back into the series' past in Mercenary. The game will mark the first time players will fight alongside both the ISA and the Helghast, and it'll make some use of the Vita's touchscreen and rear touch panel interface.
Fight dirty.
30 years ago, our home world was swept away in a tide of so-called justice.
Sony unveiled the latest entry in the Killzone saga at the PS4 reveal event back in February, treating us to a lengthy in-game demonstration of the FPS, showcasing the visual power of the new console. Set on a planet 30 years after the conclusion of Killzone 3, the demo gave us a brief glimpse at a massive city divided into Vecton and Helghast factions during an intense chase sequence. If you caught a glimpse of our Kingdom Hearts timeline, then you've gotten a sneak peek at the gorgeous HD update to several of the games in the series. The original game, Chain of Memories, and the DS-only 358 over 2 days receive a makeover, and E3 will be the first place to see the English build in action.
Proceed, Sora, to lose and claim anew.
Yes, Doctor.
I would like to make a small addition to the team.
Our very first taste of the PS4's power came in the form of a short teaser for Mark Cerny's latest game, Knack. Using a mysterious power, the main character can absorb surrounding materials to alter his body, granting him new abilities and powers over the course of the game. Fans have patiently waited for the first original Zelda game for the 3DS, and Nintendo doesn't disappoint with a sequel to arguably the best game in the series. We've only gotten a small taste of the new mechanics, dungeons, and items Link will utilize, but we'll hopefully get the full scoop soon. Though it might not be the Zelda for Wii U we've all been waiting for, Nintendo's throwing fans a bone to hold them over for what will likely be the long wait for the next new console installment. The 2003 GameCube Classic is the first retro game to receive the HD treatment from Nintendo, though the updated visual style is once again causing quite an uproar.
Wii U の風のタクト、新作同様楽しみにしていてください。
After several DC adaptations, the LEGO series crosses the fence to bring together the heroes of the Marvel Universe. Over 100 of your favorite superheroes team up to save the Big Apple from certain destruction by dispensing justice brick by brick.
With only 13 days left until the end of the world.
Seeing as how long Final Fantasy XIII was in development, it's a bit ironic that we'll have seen 2 sequels in less than 2 years. This final chapter in Lightning Saga brings the most radical changes to date, with an overhauled battle system, a larger emphasis on exploration and platforming, and a time system that gives the player only 13 days to complete their task.
These are the final 13 days.
We're alive.
A prequel, this third installment focuses more on a story-driven experience rather than a cooperative campaign, allowing players to tackle core missions or engage in side quests spread out across vast, open environments at their leisure. Don't worry, multiplayer is back as well.
I convinced him not to kill you.
Yeah, I caught that.